Number one, it was a great win. We talked about it the other night. Obviously, it was really in the morning here, but it's a great win. We won kind of how we do win right now. When you look at, we got 2 turnovers, and that was important. I thought the offense took care of the ball pretty well. Our average field position compared to Hawaii was about a 12-yard difference. I thought our special teams, I had Jordan Bird, a 50-yard kickoff return, and then Matt again hits a punt, 79 yards. And just being able to be creative a little bit with the fake field goal and the success and the work that was put in to make that happen was really good. You look offensively, time of possession, we really wanted to control the clock. We thought that would be important, and I think it was important. We had 3 drives that, we had 19 play and 16 and a 10 play drive. It took a lot of the clock. Obviously, we'd like to get in the end zone more. But when you look at how we played and how we won, is kind of how we do it. And we've got to play as a team, play together, all 3 phases. And I thought we did that. And stopping the run defensively was very good. I thought we harassed the quarterback. I really thought the front 3, we 3-man rushed a little bit more than normal. I really thought they played their tails off, and they're going to have to do the same thing this week. This is a great football team coming into Carson that we're going to go up against.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it. We'll open up for questions now. We'll start with Lee Hamilton.
Hey, Brady, Carson Strong, the transfer from the SEC, he has grown and he stayed in school, and obviously Norville's had an impact on him. Can you describe his style?
Well, he to me, he's kind of like Lee, a protocol quarterback. He's rangy, he's tall, has a really good arm, gets rid of the ball really well, can make all the throws, moves well enough. And when I say that, most of those kind of guys can move up in the pocket and do a great job. And I think, they're calling a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage. I think he really knows the offense really well. And I think you look at their offense overall and really their whole team. They're an old football team. There's a lot of seniors, a lot of 5th-year guys, some 6th-year guys who have played a lot of football. So they're a team that's, has a maturity about them.
When a quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage and looks at Aztecs defense, what's the toughest part because you've gone against really good quarterbacks over the group of years and you kind of choked a lot of them off. So what's the toughest thing for a guy at the line? Is it pre-snap read? Is it wondering where the blitz is coming from? Is it just, I know I'm going to get hit and I got to get the ball out of there? What is it?
I think, Hacksaw, I think you kind of hit all the buttons. I think the one thing that we've got to do a good job of, defensively is make sure our disguise, whether it's at the front level with, a bare front or an even front or an odd front, whatever, and then getting to another front. And then obviously 2 high safeties, 1 high safety. Those things make a lot of difference to how you're going to attack somebody offensively, especially a man coverage team.
Is different defending Hainer and Fresno compared to defending Strong?
I would say they both are very good at, timing and rhythm and getting rid of the football. I would say that Hainer probably more athletic than Carson is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, Lee. We'll go to Andre.
Hey, Coach, how have you assessed your offensive line play over the last few weeks?
I think they've done a decent job. I'm not going to say they've. Is there things that we got to do more and better? Yes, no doubt. But again, and I'll tell you this. It's all 11. The offensive line can do a hell of a job on the stretch play, but if the wideout doesn't take care of the safety or the eighth man, then we have a problem. If the quarterback doesn't do a great job of faking after, either giving the ball or, taking the play all the way to its end, you're not going to be as good. So I think we have to do a better job. There's no doubt. And I think we're getting better. And I'm excited about what we'll do this week.
And Nevada's defense, they give up a lot of yards, but they also get a lot of sacks, a lot of turnovers. How important is it going to be that all 11 guys are on the same page and making sure they have ball security? Yeah,
no doubt about it. And they are. You look at their numbers, and I think sometimes that's a bad idea. But you look at their numbers, and they've struggled a little bit. But then turn on the tape and turn on the film. And they got some playmakers, and they got some playmakers who, do a great job up front. I think the back end, they got some guys who are very athletic. And so, overall, this is going to be a great football team.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Andre.
Thanks, Andre. We'll go to John.
Coach, is there anything you can learn from your defense's performance against Fresno State in preparing for Nevada?
Well, I think, I didn't think we challenged enough at the line of scrimmage. I'll be honest with you. So I think that's something that we did a much better job last week at challenging at the line of scrimmage. So, from that standpoint, and then as coaches, you look at, do you want to change your looks a little bit, change your shells, what we call it, a little bit, and see what you go back to last year's game. There's some really good things that we did a year ago about, facing them. So you look at a lot of different things.
Your overall assessment of what you saw from Lucas this past weekend at Hawaii?
Yeah, I thought, he did a pretty good job. I think you look at guiding us. We don't want to have turnovers, and we all know that. But I think when you have 19, 16, and 10 play drives, that's pretty significant. Now let's end them with touchdowns.
And then lastly, will you be watching the college football playoff ranking show tonight?
I will not. I'll be watching Nevada tonight.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
John, we'll go to Kirk.
Hey, Coach. Are Lucas and Will still 1 and 2 going into this game?
Yes, no doubt.
And would you think you use them the same way, where maybe Will would only get a chance if something happens one way or the other, or do you have more plans for him this week?
Well, we'll see how the game goes, basically. I mean, we'll at this time, he's the second, and we got a lot of faith in Lucas and what he can do.
What do you guys need to do to get the vertical passing game going better?
We got to hit some balls that are thrown down the field. I mean, we're stretching the field some, and we got to put we got to put the ball on the receiver. We've got to create some big plays that way.
Do you think that's an issue that affects the running game then, or why do you think the running game hasn't been quite as productive as it was earlier?
Well, I think you look at the defenses that we've played. I think that's part of it. Fresno is very good defensively. Hawaii is a good defense. I think that has something to do with it. You got to look at that also. But I do think we haven't had an explosive play in the last 3 weeks, I would say. So that's part of it. And we've got to get explosive plays.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Kirk. Looking for questions for Coach? And we'll go back to John.
I got one last one, Coach. Brian
Yeah.
Dutcher's men's basketball team starts tonight. Obviously, women's basketball is going on. You're a college basketball fan, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love college basketball.
All right. So what are your hopes for Brian Dutcher's team this year?
I hope they win every game.
I like that breakdown. Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
Thanks, John. We'll go back to Lee.
Hey, Brady, I got a question off the field. I mean, you're going through some good times, really good times, and some really bad times. When you see college coaches getting bounced out of jobs who got winning records, whether it's the junk that happened to USC when Helton was 41-26, or what just happened to Gary Patterson down TCU, has the landscape changed? Does it kind of make you sit to your stomach that influence people from the outside are running off coaches who have pretty decent records?
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, Lee. I think it's a bad look. I think it's not. I don't know what we're teaching the kids, right? I mean, we're not. You know, you want them to work hard. You want them to finish everything they do, and like you said, you got a couple of guys. The guy from Texas Tech. I mean, guys who have pretty good records, and it really is appalling in some ways. And being a guy who's been let go, believe me, I don't think it's. I'm not a fan of it. Let me put it that way.